Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car, coming with the flow, straight from the barrio, and coming with the heat to the damn street. This is PBNN, Point Black National News. You know what I'm saying? With the facts, the crackbacks, the flow from the barrio, the heat from the street. This is PBNN, Point Black National News. The late and the great edition. With the boom bit to that line ass lips. This is how we do. You know what I'm saying? Now today we're picking up a little bit left off where we left off in the newscast of what we were speaking about the other day in my other video. Now I said where we was rocking and rolling. And we got to stay with the program because it's very important that we do. Because we have a lot of people that seems to be out here doing a lot of surveillance of individuals and so forth and so on. You even have stupid dudes who be doing the same thing just like a woman. They'll be sitting up there watching what another man do, you know what I'm saying, as if like, you know what I'm saying, they really achieving a goal. But my thing is you need to get out your mama house and get to doing more than what you do. You know what I'm saying? But last week, Republican gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin, you know what I'm saying, was, you know, standing outside the subway station in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, to highlight lawlessness in New York City. Two days later, the crime scene was outside his Long Island home. You know what I'm saying? But it goes to show you how great of a candidate we have in Lee Zeldin. A random drive-by shooting was on Saturday, you know what I'm saying, when his 16-year-old twins, daughters, you know what I'm saying, and this shows that Lee Zeldin has a lot to do because, you know what I'm saying, I feel that shouldn't have took place by his daughters and so forth, or even around his home in Mastic, New York. But it goes to show you the trouble that we're having even out here on Long Island, the east end of Long Island, especially if they can do a drive-by shooting at a gubernatorial's house, you know what I'm saying, in a gubernatorial's house in these days and times. So Lee Zeldin is definitely the candidate we need because we know that he has a lot to protect just like all the rest of us. And we feel it for the fact that some dumb idiot set of clown idiots would do something like this outside this man's home. Good thing the Suffolk County Police is there doing a full investigation and a spread out on the scene and shutting it down. Because this candidate is one candidate that we must make sure that he gets a clear shot at being governor of New York, because he would be the best candidate for New York at this time. But also, we're looking at the fact that his house was rocked, the New York governor race, and it marks the second time this election season that violence was close to home for Zeldin. In July, a troubled veteran working for whom? Because this did not, why would a troubled veteran attack Lee Zeldin, a congressman of Long Island and also running for the governor's seat as a gubernatorial candidate? Does not make any sense, and it doesn't seem to be adding up. And we see a great suspicion somewhere here. You know what I'm saying? But we see he attacked the congressman on stage during a campaign rally in Rochester, New York. Yes, can be very racist in that area as well. Lee Zeldin and his family was unhurt in the incident, but the event have elevated Lee Zeldin's tough on crime campaign message just weeks before he faced demon Democrat clown ass Kathy Hochul in New York. You know what I'm saying, in November. You know, November 8th or whatever, the election. His first act as governor, he said this week would be to declare a state of emergency on crime and try to repeal many of the criminal justice policies, which needs to be looked at. Nobody is saying that it's not injustice within the criminal justice system. Yes, there can be, because when you're talking about justice system, you're talking about an individual that may be on the bench who's racist. It might be a whole racist systematic system as a whole. But 9 times out of 10, you have a lot of, we're talking about individual people that's supposed to be elected or, appointed to these spots who have their own personal life and their own personal racist garbage inside their brain as well, and a lot of shit that they bring to that table. And there's many that probably do a good job and wants to do a good job, but we don't know that because a lot of times we see a lot of garbage ends up on the table. Whether I am a blue country or a red country, this is Lee Zeldin speaking as he would say, whether I am a blue country or a red country, or talking to Republicans or demon Democrats or independents, I hear about the people who are about crime and public safety. Lee Zeldin said in an interview, they want to take back they want to take back out the streets. You know what I'm saying? They want to take back out the streets. Crime ranks amongst voters' top concern nationwide heading into election day, and the issue is pronounced in the Empire State, particularly in New York City, where daily headlines about violence have even daily headlines about violence have even demon Democrats at odds over how to best address it. Well, I got news, Mr. Lee Zeldin, and that's why we need you in office. Because they did not care, nor do they understand. Matter of fact, they don't want to know anything about understanding. This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to drive every demon blue state into complete crime, chaos, and chaos in itself as a whole. So when we look at the situation, whether they had odds or not, then they must not have known of the plans. But, you know what I'm saying, this is why we need a real governor in there who knows what's going on, knows what's happening, and knows how to handle this situation. Lee Zeldin is the best candidate. Kathy Hochsler has not shown me anything about other than being soft on crime and bail reform and all kinds of border policy bullshit that here and the demon democratical administration, all of them put together, even here in New York, have allowed to carry on this way. Polls in New York have shown crime as a major consideration in the governor's race, and ads by underdog, no, ads by the champion Lee Zeldin and the super PAC supporting his candidacy have derived Hochsler for not doing more to address the crime. She's not going to do that. She's a part of the Cuomo administration.